So I just watched this bit of stream from PPP, and he's trying to say that like Nick Fuentes is so felted for walking off of Timcast. And the fact of the matter is, that was the best move they could have done in this situation. There was no point in trying to argue with Tim. He's already argued with like Lex Friedman and all these other people. I'm talking about Kanye. The conversation just would have went in the same way, and it just would have been pointless, right? Anyway, the walking off was the best move, and so he's saying, "Oh, Fuentes is just so felted. He's so gay, and so all of this stuff, right?" And so somehow this timeline has granted us the fact that Nick Fuentes is now connected with former President Trump, now running President Trump, Kanye West, and a bunch of other people, most likely. Milo. And, and I just read this article, right? Trump is refusing to denounce Fuentes. And so he's actually in fairly good shape, like politically, as far as that goes, you know what I mean? And so, you know, for what it's worth, he's kind of somehow his strategies worked and he made it, right? And so you it just doesn't make sense to keep going on about how Fuentes is just so felted, right? If anyone is felted, it's PPP, who's built half of his show talking about how gay Nick Fuentes is, right? And sure, he's kind of like that, but you know, you can't just continue to keep going and talk about how much of a failure he is when he's meeting with like Trump and Kanye West and stuff, dude. He's like objectively not a failure at this point, you know, for what it's worth, man. Somehow what he did worked. Who would have ever guessed that, right? But it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny to watch. I'm enjoying it. You know, who knows how long it'll last. But, you know, if you build half of your show on that, okay, on Fuentes, who, you know, is making you look like an idiot at this point, okay, your other half of your show is built on Ralph, who has made like a decent comeback at this point. Not that I really watch him or anything, but, you know, he's got somewhat of a redemption arc going on. You know, the show is in the gutter. What are they going to talk about? They have no other content. He's drying up. He just did the stream. Like part of it was PPP just did the stream. Part of it was talking about how felted Nick Fuentes was. Then he had a part two, which was like reading super chats, right? You know, could you imagine the PPP from like I don't know what, a year and a half or 2 years ago having like a special super chat stream, or like whatever is on his Gumroad, right? Whatever's on his Gumroad reviewing these shows and stuff. I know he had a little bit of that before, but I think, but he's just sold out so incredibly bad, and like, you know, who is the goal cow at this point, man? Really, like, you know, maybe you should think about that and stomp while you're ahead. You know, I guess you're just asking for it. Maybe he enjoys it. Maybe he enjoys his little Calvin status. You know, there's a certain point where, like, shouldn't shame kick in? Like, okay, yeah, I can get some decent money like this, grifting people, but, like, do I have any shame? I mean, maybe not. You know, he's pretty big. He doesn't seem to care about that. He's just a shameless grifter at this point who's completely sold out any principles. Godwinson comes back and just totally scorched earth. It's the Kino Casino, which was greatly entertaining. And, you know, Godwinson stuff, it's kind of hit and miss for me. I wasn't around for the antediluvian kings, right? So I can't relate to it as much, but it's still decent content, right? But I'm interested to see if he has an opinion on this Fuentes stuff coming up. But anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. So yeah.